Happy Sunday. We give thanks for you tuning in today for this Sunday fellowship and meditation. I actually had gotten started. I thought I was doing housekeeping, but a word started to come. So I was like, let me press record. So give thanks for those who are tuned in live and for those who are watching this as a replay. Let's start with just a brief word of prayer. We give thanks for this moment in time, for Sunday, the day of introspection, the day of inner work. We give thanks for this time and space for us to come together as like minds with an intention of raising our frequency towards divinity, remembering what we are as divine beings. May the word that comes today be perfect for us. May we be able to hear it, and may we be able to take it with us on our journey. And may it bring clarity and courage as we continue to walk as children of the Almighty, divine beings and creators. Ashe, 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 oh, amen, amen. Before I press play, record, I was encouraging, inviting, urging those who are in Atlanta to come out to the beautiful headquarters of OU Ministries. The Most High has blessed us to be able to acquire this beautiful land. And myself, as well as my events partner, who is also a member of OU Ministries, Tess, we have been putting a lot of time, effort, currency, prayer, faith into sustaining this land and making it beautiful. And it's the word is spreading that it's here. So a lot of the community is coming out. When I say so many people came out yesterday for market day and was in awe, like, oh my gosh, I haven't been here for a year or two, or oh my gosh, I hadn't seen it from when did this happen? So it really is eye-catching beautiful as we are putting in that time, effort, currency into making this space beautiful. And my whole vision, this vision came to me of land. I didn't see it as this in the vision that my mind's eye was able to create and imagine. It wasn't necessarily this. I did see a garden. I did see a building. I did see space and land for buildings, and structures to be on. So parts of it I'm seeing. But when it was revisited, once Spirit led me to approach the owners about them potentially selling it, the vision was always for it to be a space for us to come out and participate in satsangs, which are just reasoning sessions. I have been very inspired over the years by Baba Muji, by Abraham Hicks, and what inspires me is the way they hold space for reasoning, for pretty much what we're doing right now. So I've always seen in that vision people in a beautiful space, gathered and reasoning and preparing themselves to go out in the world and shine their light. And so when I had the opportunity to acquire this land for the sake of it being OU Ministries headquarters, oh man, the vision is so vivid and so real of us being here in the space, doing just this, vibing with each other, loving on each other, having a good time, children playing around, children having the memories. How many of you all have memories of church? This is not a rant against church, so FYI. Because I have really good memories of church. I have some things that but I have good memories of church. I remember the elders. I remember getting peppermint in there. I remember showing my report card and getting a little cash. And I remember the Sunshine Band and singing in the choir and Easter speeches. I remember those things from my childhood. Well, children now, especially since 2020, children have some interesting memories. And I would love for one of their memories, especially for members and those of you who tune in every Sunday, if you have children, I would love for their memories to be in the garden, to be around 80, 90-year-old vibrant people, to be around people who are smiling and happy and full of testimonies and striving to do well and adamant and steadfast about keeping their tongue positive and speaking positive and life-giving things. Because another memory that I have about church is a whole lot of depressed people. Y'all quiet today. Am I the only one? a whole lot of depressed, sad, tired, mad, disgusted, power hungry people. Every Sunday I ran into a mad or sad usher. Every Sunday the altar was full of folks slaying out, crying, snot coming out, falling down. And it wasn't for many of them, yes, for the glory of God, giving thanks, because sometimes when it shut up in your bone, that's how it look. You just slay me out, because I'm telling you, it feel good. I know what the Lord has done for me. Now, some people, it was like that, but a majority, sad, mad, scared, power hungry, praying, begging the Lord, just on a roller coaster ride, I tell you. And if we talk about health and wellness, far away from the churches I grew up in, I can only speak from my experience. Health and wellness, no way. But bigging up who graduated, who got a car, who got a house, who got a new job, who got a check in the mail, all that. Yeah, that was there. And while they bigging up the material and the ego, and listen, I'm just speaking truth. Pardon me if it sounds judgmental. My desire is to speak truth. And I didn't plan on talking about this today. So clearly it's a word that need to be said. So I'm just here to say it. Bigging up houses, cars, jobs, I mean, all material things, egoic things, because trust me, you want to tell about your child all A's and graduation and where they going to college, all that, mostly for ego. Because if we check the numbers and do the data, them degrees hardly do anything for them. Let's be clear. And the A's, the straight A's hardly do anything for them, because all they got to do is run into one teacher with biases. And their whole straight A career can go down the drain. So we're busy bigging up the material and we're so caught up on it. But health and wellness, I don't remember it in the church. Celebrating when people, improve their health. Allowing for, and the reason why I'm emphasizing this is because in this new earth, in this new age, in this air age, in this space of living in a fifth dimensional mindset, material is the last thing on your mind. And even when you think about the material perceived needs, your approach to it is from a fifth dimensional place. So if there is a need, okay, let me tap into my vibration of, my feeling of, my mindset of abundance, not lack. You begin to learn that in order for me to manifest these things, these physical things that's for my well-being, if I'm feeling a disconnect from it, if I'm feeling like it's hard to get my hands on, it's a problem right now, then one thing I need to make sure that I'm doing is vibrating on the frequency of abundance. This is why I did the abundance challenge, the 40-day prosperity challenge, so we can understand where the source of our supply is and how to tap into that. And then once you seek that kingdom, all these other things will be added unto you. Once you make sacrifice in the temple of all of those lackful thoughts, and then you tap into the truth, the reality about the Almighty and how it applies to your wealth, then the doors and the gates open for you. And this is not just taught to make you feel better. I pray you tune in a few more times to know I'm not just talking here to make you feel better. And I'm grateful that this conversation is coming up, because we are in an age and space where we are shifting from third dimensional to fifth dimensional. And the physical manifestation of it is showing with the struggles that many are having financially. that this whole economy is having, and we're going to see it worsen. Our resident astrologist, Pam Gregory, has been talking about it for a long time, how the economy is going to change. Be careful. She says, stay on your eagle's perch. Keep your heart light. Create a budget, but don't get rigid. Realize where your other resources are from. Collaborate, partner. Get back to barter system. This has been talked about for the last at least year by many astrologists, and I've mentioned these things during our new moons and full moon calls. But the reason why we're talking about this is not that it's not from an earth age mindset where you go, oh, there's a recession. Let's decrease our spending. Let's budget. Let's, hide your wives, hide your children. No, that's not the vibe we're going for. We're saying, listen, there's about to be some things happening with this financial state. So get your mind right. Okay? Ramp up that faith. Get into understanding how to use your tools. Stop treating meditation, affirmation, and all of these as just ATMs or microwaves or go-to things when things done hit the fan, or you stressed out or you feel like you're about to have a heart attack. Now you want to meditate. No, make it a life practice. Because as you see other people frantically fumbling around and losing things and this and that, you're going to see the glory of the Almighty. Several entities laughed at my effort to get this property. Chuckled. My ego was tried. Well, I'm like, man, these folks. I can laugh now, but then it was rough. My mind wanted to go to all type of things. This oppressive nation and da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, they look at me, a black woman, and I'm da-da-da. I ain't even let it go. I said, oh God, you want me not to have ego, huh? You just gonna keep on throwing something at me to watch this ego out, because Lord have mercy. These folks literally laughing in my face. Woo, child. And they still doing it. It's all good. What they going off for don't apply to me. I'm sorry. Well, what's your plan? I don't have one. Well, how do gardens make money? The Lord. How can you afford this? God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. No shame in my game. What else you want me to say? That's the only answer I got. They be so mad, it's almost like they're mad at me. How dare she? Who does she think she is? So, how are you going to capitalize? So I'm going to do what the Most High led me to do, and that's it. I ain't doing nothing else. I mean, I've had people audaciously call me, and before they even allow me to say how I'm doing after they asked, and wasn't really interested in hearing clearly. Trying to tell me all the visions they have to help me out, to save me from this doom that I put myself in. I'm laughing. It's kind of hilarious to me, because that's the vibe. Oh, you're doing all, that's a big job. I'm not holding it. It's a job, but only job that I'm upholding is keeping my mind and my heart right. And when Spirit lead me to encourage y'all, invite y'all, urge you all to come out and support, I do so. And that's it. Giving thanks. Giving thanks. What I'm not going to do is chase. Because anything you chasing is running away from you, and it's going to keep running away from you. What I know that is real, giving thanks for understanding and divine knowledge, because I know many, 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 many do not have it. What I understand as the true, always has been, always will be truth, is that life is not just happening to us, it's responding to us. We are vibrational beings. This is not, oh my goodness. I want anyone who listen to this and don't know me. I am just little old girl from Decatur. I ain't grow up in no mystical family. I didn't have fairy wings on my back. I don't be in Wiccan circles or nothing. I am, if the language sound mystical to you, it's just because it's a little foreign to you. I'm just talking to somebody who may be watching this and never heard my voice, is not familiar with the ministry. We are vibrational beings. This is not a mystical word that I'm using. Look it up. It's a scientific thing and it's real. We are vibrational beings. And what many don't know is the Bible is teaching us that. It's teaching us that we are vibrational beings. And guess where the power source is? Point to it. We was pointing to it all Sunday, last Sunday. That's where your power source is, right here. In the temple. The temple is the place of God, the presence of the Almighty. The power source is right here. So every thought that you have is like the electricity flowing through your walls right now that has your computer, your lights, whatever flowing. It's your powerhouse, your place of consciousness. And the center of that place of consciousness is your heart. If it stays light, if it stays pumped up with truth, then your vibrations are flowing towards the goodness of God. But if it's heavy and it's filled up with lies, the opposite, the antonym for truth is lies. Perceptions could be these lies. Belief systems could be these lies. And these perceptions and belief systems could have been fueled by your childhood, by your mama, by your daddy, by society, we all have the reasons why we end up full of fear, full of doubt, full of anxiety. It's not to go hard on yourself, but once you know better, strive to do better. So don't go try to figure out, well, how did and start blaming folks and mama, you made me feel like I'm full of lack and all that. They nobody asked you to do all that. Now that you know that you are an eternal being, just change your mind. And once you change your mind and start flowing and the presence of God start moving in your life and you start glowing and flowing, your edges start growing back, your money start growing, you're getting things and you're accomplishing things, then folks gonna ask. They're gonna say, well, what you done tapped into? I just found out what it means to be a divine being. What you mean divine being? Oh Lord, here you go with them new age talk. Okay, no worries. Not divine being, a child of God. I just realized I was a child of God. Oh yeah, God is good. The God that I know thank God I know what God is. And most likely that God I'm talking about is you're not looking at it that way. Well, what you mean? Oh Lord, here you go with that new age talk. God is not separate from us. It's not a white man with long hair that's in the sky with pearly gates around him with a big book that got your name in it. Now that right there, that story means a lot. Heaven. Book, all that you have spoke and thought in your life becomes your epistle, your letters, your words. You have the book. I'm not gonna go. This ain't a Wednesday. It's a Sunday, and we're supposed to be meditating. I have to tell myself, Lord, because I could go. Just take off. Lord have mercy. And if your name is not in this book, Lord help us. May our name be in a book of life. You can always rewrite your story, rewrite your book. Every day you have an opportunity to do so. Nonetheless, So, how do we get here? I encourage you to come out to the headquarters if you're in Atlanta. Support the ministry, support the offerings, take advantage of the offerings. These offerings are life changing. You know, OU Ministries offers this Sunday fellowship and meditation, which is always nice and lit for us. Giving thanks for the word that's always channeled. OU Ministries offers coaching, counseling, energy clearance, readings, good hugs and love on the weekend. Like, that's just where it's at, so we can stay vibrant. Let me tell y'all, and then I'm a move. Maybe I'm gonna move on. Maybe that was the word. I don't know. We'll see. But let me tell y'all how bright the light was shining yesterday over OU Ministries and the garden. Stephanie was in the room. We were getting ready to do the sound bath meditation. I'm talking about literally about to start. And there's a knock on the door. And I say, come in, because I'm thinking it's one of the participants. We had one more we was waiting on. Two young ladies walked through the door, 13 and 14 years old. One tall, slim, beautiful young lady, the 14-year-old. I mean, brown skin, like she looked like a Kenyan queen or something. I was looking like, what's up with them? What they need? I'm imagining her cousin. This is her cousin. Beautiful smile on her face. She just looked like a big kid. That's what she looked like. She just kept smiling. That's what I remember from her. She just kept smiling. Right. She just kept smiling. Like that's all she had on her face. And so I said, hey, what's up? What y'all got going on? Hey, beautiful. I was shocked. I was like, oh, hey. Now this is almost sundown now. We're closed. Just so happened to have the door open because we're waiting on a participant to come in. So the 14-year-old stepped up, who speaks like she meditates. I asked them, do they meditate? And she quickly said yes, and I could tell. Her countenance was of that energy. She spoke in a very articulate, but more than articulate, it was like a present way. That's how she spoke. So I said, well, what y'all got going on? They say, well, we want to know, can we use your phone? Because our phone is dead and we lost. You lost? What you mean you lost? Well, we was walking to the park and we was trying to follow somebody's directions home and we got lost. We took a turn somewhere. We don't know where we're going. We don't know where we're at. Okay, so where y'all live? They didn't, I'm not making this up. They couldn't hardly tell us where they live. They couldn't tell us where the home was, the home front. So we're like, okay, so we don't know what to tell you. Wait a minute. You know, so now it's all aunties in the building. So, you know, we all on duty at that point. Like, so what? Wait a minute, what? Da, 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 da. So they're like, yeah, we stopped in the gas station up the street, and tried to use their phone or a charger, but they didn't have one. We couldn't use one. And we started to walk home and some guy stopped and was like, can I give y'all a ride? And we was like, no. So we all, of course, was like, good, you know. So we still trying to figure out what's going on. So they couldn't tell us anything. The phone was dead. I said, I'll tell you what kind of phone you got? Okay, I got a charger. Y'all sit down. Y'all about to be a part of this meditation right now. So they pleasantly sat down, you know. I said, y'all ever had meditation? That's when she was like, yes. I said, okay, well, y'all getting treated tonight. It's a new moon. You got sound bath. We're about to do meditation. You in the house with aunties and mamas. So you good. So clearly it was meant for y'all to be here. Now, long story short, they enjoyed the whole meditation. The phone turned on finally. It didn't work. We ended up using one of the participants' phone. They finally, some kind of way, got their mama number, I think, because, you know, children don't know numbers by heart no more. Called mama. Mama was at the park looking for them. Mama sounded mad, but when she walked in the building, she said, oh my goodness, wow. So y'all in here getting some healing. And she just ranting and raved and this and that. And then Stephanie looks at me and go, new members. So I just laughed, but I don't have, you know, nothing someone could look at that and go, oh, it was just a coincidence. That's God. Let me tell you, when you start to learn how to see when God is working, I ain't got to come up with nothing in my head and what's going to happen next and all that type of stuff. I'm not interested in. I'm just waiting to see what I told them to do. Here's my number. Here's my Instagram. Y'all know where I'm at. I want to see y'all again. Now, I'm intuitive, and I probably had at least 2 or 3 other intuitive people in the room. We definitely felt that there was something else going on and that they definitely needed to be in the building. That they needed to hear the things that were said, because y'all already know, as today, we didn't just meditate, we vibed out. There was a message that was said, and they needed the love, they needed the smiles on their faces, the peace that you felt exuding from them. Once they settled in and once they got ready to go, you could feel it. So even if it's just for that moment, I give thanks. And these are the things that you can experience in life, and don't take it lightly. Because when you're doing this type of work, when you're giving thanks, when you're surrendering, when you're cleaning up your temple and sacrificing that negative thinking and being steadfast in truth about divinity and the reality of divinity and the non-reality of all of these material things and this external world, I always say, when I say non-reality of these things, it's not to say I don't give thanks for them, because they are a physical manifestation of what we got going on the inside. But the true reality is the divinity. It's the source. It's God. It's Allah. It's the divine. That's the true sustaining, non-changing, constant reality, which gives you certain privileges. The privilege of never being stuck. The privilege of every second that you have a breath that comes in your nose, out your mouth, in your nose, out your nose, in your mouth, out your mouth, whichever combination you want to take it. Every moment you have that breath, you have a moment to tap into to infinity, to dormant potentiality. And the beautiful thing is, it don't cost $1. The only thing it takes is intention, attention, faith, will, spiritual power. And I added spiritual in front of there because we ain't talking about the power of our hands. We're talking about the power of our minds. The ability to govern your thoughts and your emotions and keeping them in line, in tune with reality. So I give thanks. I give thanks for everything that the Most High is doing for Oyun. I give thanks for everything that the Most High is doing for you. All of those intuitive messages that you're getting, all of those things that your inner guidance system is leading and guiding you to heal and to expand and to move on, and to all of your divine inspirations for things to create. We give thanks for those things. And I say to you today, what I desire to say to you today is stay steadfast. Be of good courage. Keep your heart light. Breathe. Remember, remind yourself. Honor your energy. Honor your thoughts. Honor your mind. Honor your life. Take care of yourself. Be well. Listen to your intuition. Move swiftly and with a light heart. And give thanks, most importantly. Be grateful. And if you get to a point where that pesky little ego, we appreciate the ego. Listen, it can be refined and raised up to serve your divinity. So let's be clear. Sometimes that the little part of it that ain't been raised up, it can weigh on you. You start feeling doubt, fear, worry, anxiety. Practice your practice. Use your tools. breathe, meditate, affirm, tune into things like this, get around people with like minds. Stop talking to them people that don't have like minds with you. Go to sleep if you need to. If you just can't get it together, go to sleep. Get in nature, do earthing, do grounding activities, hug a tree, go by the water, sit in nature, come to the garden, because your light is important. Your light is important. It's so important. We give thanks. We give thanks for the word. I'm gonna leave it at that. That clearly was the word for the day. I say again, if you're in Atlanta area, come out. Come out. You know, I'm open 11 to 6 every Saturday, 12 to 4 every Sunday. After the meditation, I go ahead and open the doors. I'm here. I just be hanging out, occupying myself, doing things until the time for me to leave. And also keep in contact. If you're not on the newsletter, get on the newsletter so you can know what we're doing and what we haven't. Get on the group me if you need to. If text is better for you, get on the group me app. I mean, I've created many avenues to keep up and many ways for you to support as well. If you're not ready to do a service, every now and then when you got a little extra change, maybe you save some money for your lunch, or you didn't buy lunch out today, give it to Oyun by donating. You can easily go to the garden's website and make a donation. Give love offerings when you're on the calls on Sundays and something really edifies your soul, or you really feel like, you know, this is something you really would love to see continue, and you feel like it's a beautiful thing for the world. Support. Show your support. There's many ways that you can do that. Show your support. All right. Well, we got here for some meditation. Let's do some meditation today. Let's do a little bit of meditation. I'll set the intention this morning for us to not morning, this Sunday, this beautiful Sunday. I'll set the intention for this meditation for us to leave lighthearted, relaxed, open, so that we can be guided this week, so that we can have an atmosphere, an internal atmosphere, an environment that is open to be led. I pray that as we relax and breathe and open our hearts and open our minds, that they can remain in that state as we move about the rest of the day and this week. And I pray that maybe this meditation can inspire us during the week. If we find those times where we feel a little stressed or we feel a little tight, that we can remember how to breathe and we can remember what to think as we get our hearts back to the state of lightness and continue on to our journey. All right. So find yourself in a comfortable position, and you don't need to see me, but you do need to hear me. I'll just guide you through this meditation. Let's start by just engaging the breath and relaxing, getting into a state of receiving. We give thanks for the word. We give thanks for the space and time. Just start relaxing the mind and the body by taking deep, slow inhales in through the nose and exhale through the nose. Inhale slow and deep. Exhale slowly and completely. Inhale. Remember to make these breaths slow and complete. Inhaling as deeply as possible, as slow as possible. Allowing yourself to exhale slowly and completely, all the way out, all the way out. And relax. As you inhale, feel the body expanding the heart. And as you exhale, feel the body releasing all tension, all tightness. Truly to prepare yourself for the what many call secret room or temple. One of the ways you prepare is by relaxing. The breath expands, heals, rejuvenates the body. It's one of the greatest resources we have. It stimulates, it relaxes. So fully appreciate the breath. I think sometimes we take it lightly. But the spirit of life and the spirit of God is in the breath. Think of the word respiratory. Spirit is embedded. So as you breathe, allow yourself to surrender, to relax. Assist in the body to let go. We carry anger, sadness, worry, fear, anxiety in the body. Many times in our shoulders, but believe it or not, even in our backs, our knees, our joints. So as you breathe, allow yourself to relax. Allow your hips, your legs to relax. Release the forehead, drop the jaw. Relax. Continue to breathe in deeply and slowly. Exhaling slowly and completely. And relax. As you continue to relax and breathe deeply, slowly, consider and affirm. We come into this physical experience divine, vibrational beings with the life, the energy that sustains the worlds flowing through us. The same divine intelligence that governs the seasons, that gives all of the animals and natures its intelligence to survive. This same life force energy that resides in the soil, so that all you need to do is put the seed packed with divine intelligence. Imagine, so small, with the intelligence of infinite divine knowledge. All we must do is put a seed in the ground, which holds this same life force energy and divine intelligence. And it immediately gets to work. Everything that it needs to grow and bear fruit, it begins to calibrate, activate. It begins to germinate and grow. And not only is it growing according to its divine plan, but it's also bearing fruit and nutrients. And just by doing what it does as a sunflower, as a sage plant, just by growing, it provides so many other things, so many benefits. Not because it meant to or wanted to or worked to do it, just by being what it is. Oh, how much it can teach us the value of just being you, being light, not carrying the expectations or labels of this world or your family or your friends or your loved ones, but tuning into you, the vibration of you, putting aside the external things, tuning into the divine intelligence, the higher self, tapping into those divine inspirations, being courageous enough to walk by faith and not by sight, being just to be. As you continue to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, and relax. Allow yourself to remember and accept what this really means to be a vibrational being, a divine being, a part of this grand world of life force energy. It means that your thoughts, your words, your feelings, your emotions put things in motion. You create from the inside out. Your words are your wand. Your thoughts become things. Your mind produces matter. The way you feel is a vibration. It impresses and it attracts. The way you think governs your creation. As a man speaketh, so is he. Be grateful for all of the sages and teachers of this world who continuously try to let us know that you are the temple. And inside that temple is a kingdom. And this kingdom is of what we call God. And this thing we call God is infinite potentiality, dormant in nature, yielding and yearning towards you. So never feel powerless or stuck. You always have the choice. And you're so free that you can choose bondage. Choose life. Choose divinity. Choose positivity. Choose discipline, self-control, poise, love. As we get ready to close, and you continue to breathe and relax, allow yourself to feel gratitude. Because truly we are privileged to be divine beings. Be grateful. We give thanks for our breath, for this body of ours. We give thanks for the reality of God and the reality of goodness. We give thanks for our life and how it has outpictured for our gifts, our talents, passions, desires, for the physical resources that we have access to, and also for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of God. We give thanks for consciousness and awareness. For we know it's this consciousness and awareness that keeps us in remembrance. And above all things, we give thanks for the Almighty, the reality of the Almighty that sustains us, grows us, even when we can't see it, even when we don't think it's working in our favor. We give thanks, surrender to it. Give over to it. All right, let's take one last deep breath in through the nose, as deep as you can go. Hold that breath as long as you feel comfortable. And release when you're ready. Thanks. Ashe. Amen. 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 Namaste. Give thanks. Give thanks for that meditation that was channeled. I'm going to go ahead and close as usual with a word from Baba Muji from his book, White Fire. If you have the book, it's page 282, passage 573. Thanks. It reads, through devotion, surrender, and love, one becomes eternal. Through self-knowledge and wisdom, one becomes timeless. This is very subtle. Contemplate it. I'm gonna run that back. Through devotion, surrender, and love, one becomes eternal. Through self-knowledge and wisdom, one becomes timeless. This is very subtle. Contemplate it. Give thanks. So real, eternal. The word eternal came up during the new moon call. Thank you so much for that love offering. It came up during the new moon call, and I said it's time for us to live from an eternal mindset, from an eternal way of thinking. I was listening to a gospel song yesterday, a worship song, very powerful, like a 30-minute live song called Waymaker, I think. And one part of it, one of the ladies who was singing, she said, I'm paraphrasing, it was something like, when we worship like this, when we hold the vibration, of course I'm using my words, when we hold the vibration, we shift from these material beings to eternal beings. And I'm telling you, during the new moon call, when I was reasoning with my members about what's happening astrologically and cosmically, one of the things that came up is it's time for us to live as eternal beings. Stop being swayed and moved by what you're seeing materially, what you're hearing, and not be eternal beings. If you are eternal, what moves you? What takes you off your stand? What uproots you from your grounding when you are an eternal being? There's a divine flow that happens when you feel that you are eternal. Failure goes out the door. You don't you don't think of failure. He says through self-knowledge and wisdom, one become timeless. I don't know about y'all. I desire to live timeless. Because living as a time being, live as you tend to live as an anxious being. Time running out. I lost time. But when you are timeless, you flow. Surrender to the flow. Stop feeling like you got to govern everything, control everything, fix everything, force everything, have everything figured out. Flow. What you got going on today? Well, I know what I am going to do is appreciate my body. So one of the things I know I'm going to do today is drink some water, drink some herbal tea. What else you going to do? Breathe. Follow divine inspiration. Be grateful. Make these your plans instead of these rigid plans we create to appease our own ego and other people's ego. Be eternal, be timeless, flow. He says, and these are subtle, but let's contemplate it. How am I? What is devotion? How do I indulge in that? What is surrender? How do I keep surrendering? What is love? How do I move from that place of love? What is self and what is self-knowledge? What is wisdom? How can I acquire those things? That's enough. That's enough to think about. Okay, you want something to do? There you go. I just feel like I gotta do something. Do that. And let the Most High wow you. And then we won't be just full of mediocre creation. We can experience the magic of God, the beauty of God. We give thanks for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to Sunday Fellowship and Meditation. I give thanks for you joining. I always give thanks for you joining. If you heard something today that you feel has been inspiring to you and you feel like someone else needs to hear it, I urge you to, when I post it on my YouTube channel, for you to get that link that YouTube will give you to be able to share this message and send it to someone. Introduce them to OU Ministries and our time together on Sundays so that they can tune in and get this word and this meditation. Beautiful way to start the week, beautiful way to start the week. And again, I give thanks for those who continuously support OU Ministries. If you would like to support OU Ministries today, and give, you may do so at the same page that you went to tune in today. At the bottom of that page, there's a capacity for you to give a love offering. Again, I have been led to encourage you and let you know that your love and appreciation and support in whatever shape, of way, or form is appreciated. It is needed for us to maintain this space and time with OU Ministries growing right now. We're in a growing space, and so it is appreciated. If you're in Atlanta, I'd love to see you. So make sure you all come out. We give thanks. We give thanks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good to see all of you all on here. Everybody's name is familiar, so I give thanks. Good to see everybody. Thank you so much. Again, share. Let people know what you do on Sundays and how it makes you feel, and how it has benefited your life, and have them to tune in. Tell them to tune in on Sundays. Give thanks.